gone for way too long, silenced for too many moons, and bazillions of other metaphors for having been gone too long. But after all this time, it's back. MultimediaJay RadioStyle. MultimediaJay RadioStyle. MultimediaJay RadioStyle. MultimediaJay RadioStyle. Hey, guys!
It's showtime! Let's rock!
You are listening to MultimediaJay RadioStyle.
Yeah! Welcome, everybody, to the triumphant 2015 return of MultimediaJay RadioStyle. After nearly a 2-year hiatus, this audio commentary series is finally back on the air-interwebs, well, the virtual air. The air of the information superhighway, also known as the Internet, aka YouTube. I'm your host, Jay Silverton, also known as Multimedia Jay, here to basically just opine and comment on all kinds of stuff. It is great to be back, although I really haven't been gone for very long, having recently closed the book on that wacky experiment known as Multimedia Jay Radio, inspired by various audio podcasts that would take the R word and they'd tack it on to stuff over the internet. However, I tried doing that, but it just, even though I could have done something with that in terms of radio, I was like, this isn't really working out. So, plus I like the original name better, and it goes back further to, I believe, 2009. Let me just click and open that stuff up. I hope I don't get like a pop-up audio advertisement or something. So, let's do some history here, because I've done some work on the page. Multimedia J Radio is gone. There'll be a playlist for the new radio style. And, okay, well, let's talk about what we're going to talk about here. This is the triumphant return of Multimedia J Radio Style. We have on the docket, what is this, a court case or something? No. What we have on the big list of stuff, that might be a better thing to do. Yeah, that might be a better thing to refer to this as. On the big list of stuff here, we have, of course, introduce you to the show, and this one's probably going to be long enough for people to MP3 convert it and listen to it like a podcast, because I have some news stories that have been piling up that I haven't been chiming in on that I would like to chime in on. Thank you very much. So, I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'm going to record it until it makes sense, or I may just hold off the news and just do a newsathon later on. It really depends on how long this first segment is, so we'll figure it out. But I do have a big list of news stuff to talk about, so if not this podcast, if not this audio commentary, the next one will most certainly be a newsathon, so I'd better be looking around for a new news theme to use if I don't want to take the risks with that smart soundtrack that I picked up a year or two ago. Yeah, do remember to clear your throat when talking into these microphones. Hello there, how you doing?
Yes, I'm going to crash this computer as well. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, enough of the voice acting. So, Multimedia J Radio Style. Is this webpage loaded yet? I am out in DSL territory, so. Okay, I didn't end up doing what it was that I said I was going to do. I didn't wind up putting the radio series in the Radio Style playlist. I just kept it separate. So, Multimedia J Radio, the playlist is now in the other playlists and stuff on the channel page. It's now in It's an ascending order chronologically, so if you want to listen to it from start to finish in one full sweep, it'll start with the kickoff and end with the sign-off, so that's all set. The old radio style series from before has been switched over to basically a classic Multimedia J Radio style, and now it's on the other page because it's been bumped off. I gotta fix these playlists. I found out YouTube actually has a way of flipping things in reverse. So you can flip a playlist that was added to. Here's how it works. I have series playlists that go from first to last. And then I have most recent uploads in a series playlist that go from last to first. And YouTube has recently added some easy ways to flip from one to the other. So I've got some things to do here. I got the old Multimedia J Show podcast that I could probably put in order, and some other things as well. But I've already done that with classic Multimedia J RadioStyle here. And if I try not to get my ears... Yeah, I've got everything cranked up so I can hear myself over the microphone, and I just got the big explosion at the beginning of the original radio style segment from October 7th, 2009, just blasted in my darn ear. Darn, I gotta get these levels fixed up right and stuff like that. The original radio style segment was from October 7th, 2009, and it was the original radio style segment. See, how many more times am I gonna be mixing those two up? Maybe we got a drinking game in the making here, but this all started out. This whole radio style thing all started out as basically a reaction to YouTube Vista, as I called it, a revamp of YouTube's profile pages, one of the earlier ones and stuff like that. So I'm looking at some comments from all those years ago, and somebody's like, best Multimedia J video ever, because literally all I did was I grabbed like a PowerPoint clip art of an old radio from the 40s with some music notes and put it on one of my blue gradients that I liked. So... Yeah, October 7th, 2009, and this whole audio commentary thing is just stuck ever since, and I've tried to do all kinds of audio commentaries as well. The problem is, while I haven't had an audio commentary series, I've been missing news stories like what piled up in my list. So, I can't, here's the thing. The point of the radio style series, people tell me all the time that I should be in radio. They tell me that I've got the voice for it, that I've got the way of speaking for it, and I've been working on my mic skills over the past couple of years and things along those lines. But unfortunately, I don't really have the background. Even in little local AM radio around here, you pretty much need some kind of communication background or formal background before they'll consider you. So basically, because I was a CIS guy in college instead of a communications guy in college, yeah, I might as well just podcast. Plus, radio's not all that it's cracked up to be these days. I mean, you really, really, really have to love, all the baggage that comes with a job in professional radio in order to be any kind of radio personality nowadays. That's if you can get popular enough to become one at all. I mean, you want to talk about it being hard to amount to something on new media these days. Try traditional media that's been put on the defensive by new media. Not too good, although it's interesting to hear some of the personalities on talk radio around here and some of the goofballs that wind up being handed microphones and a paycheck. Makes me wonder what exactly these program managers are thinking at some of these radio stations around here. And what is it with all the conservative stuff? I mean, yeah, it's what is it? This is New England. There's a lot of liberals around here. Let's find the most right-wing nut jobs that we can and have them scream into a microphone. Well, maybe that's probably the point. Because actually even Rush Limbaugh said that at one point. He said that there are people on the radio, shock jock type folks, they literally make their money by making people mad. They want to stir things up. It's like the pre-internet version of internet trolls. I mean, well, it makes money for the station because people tune in, and even if they're yelling at the radio half the time, this guy's a moron, he has no clue what he's talking about, blah, 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 blah. It still causes people to listen. It's just, well... I've actually dealt with the YouTube version of this where people start channels for the purpose of starting drama, and then they try and build a channel based on ticking people off, and in some cases, they can't handle the very people they attract to their channels. One of whom in particular I've mentioned before, Review Tech USA. I am checking my channel page right now, and he's showing up as a related channel. I don't know what the story is with that. YouTube's algorithms obviously need some tweaking. I like to think that I'm not similar to a fat bald guy from New York who cracks too many nipple jokes in his well, can you even call them videos? All he does is do what I'm doing here, except he tacks superfluous gaming footage onto it 9/10 of the time. There's times he's tried regular vlogging, but he's always gone back to the gaming footage. But yeah, Review Tech USA seems to be behaving himself recently. Or maybe I should check his video. Alright, let's click on over. Oh good, he doesn't have something that autoplays. Zippity-doo-dah. Oh yeah, well looks like he's still got the drama thing going on. Yeah. Look at these video titles, man. And YouTube thinks I'm related. No, I'm not here to start drama to make money off of YouTube ad revenue. I'm here to just chime in on stuff. I may not be as interesting as, I may not wind up being as interesting as some of these drama mamas on YouTube, but, this is all about throwing in my 2 cents on things and having a blast while doing it. Plus, giving this Blue Yeti some exercise so it doesn't get all fat and lazy like the person that's talking. You don't know. I like to think I'm in the middle. I mean, there's definitely guys who are fatter than I am by leaps and bounds. I think Boogie2988 could easily tip the scale if we, if we did the seesaw, if we tried doing the seesaw thing or something. Okay, I don't like making fun of fat people because I don't like when people make fun of me for being fat because it's not like I'm fat and I'm happy about it. I'm fat and I want to do something about it. I just gotta change the way I eat again in order to keep losing weight or start lifting or something like that. Yeah, there's an idea. It's nice that the YouTube algorithms are linking me up to UXW, Bill, and Tech Syndicate. So, the related channels thing isn't completely broken. And of course, I'm already plugging Ashens v. Westlife, B Bishop, PCM, A de Blasi, aka Alfred.tv, Overclocked Remix, The Ben Heck Show, Hack 5, Classic Game Room, and Techzilla. I may change that up a little later on because I don't watch as much Revision 3 stuff as I used to. But, okay, well, yeah. Anyways. YouTube remains the best place to do this kind of stuff. I have checked out SoundCloud, and I have checked out other sites as well that specialize. They pitch themselves as the YouTube for audio, but really there is no YouTube for audio. You look at these kinds of podcast sites and whatnot, and they basically sell themselves as storage sites. We've been down this road before. I've explained this before, and I really don't feel like boring you folks with telling you the same stuff over and over here. So yeah. All right. We're at 10 minutes in. I think that's good enough for an introduction. We'll save the news for later. So let's just deal with some odds and ends here as far as the rest of this stuff is concerned. The radio style series will be a side series, of course, but I'd like to be able to chime in on more issues because I've been missing out on them. Matter of fact, I might do a double header, except we got snow tomorrow night into Friday. Yeah, this winter thing, this New England winter nonsense is really messing with me. Like I said in that vlog I did earlier, actually the past 2 vlogs I've been doing. Snow after snow after snow, cold snap after cold snap after cold snap, and it's basically been the February from hell. Ever since that blizzard at the end of January. I mean, winter was normal up until we got that first 2 feet of snow in that January blizzard, which has had next to no chance to melt because I'm at the point now where if it hits 30 degrees, never mind the freezing point at 32, I'm out in a light jacket because that's light jacket weather for me if there's no wind. Really shows just how acclimated we're getting to pathetically low temperatures, but I can't say I didn't see this coming. I figured we'd probably get slammed with it again. Heck, even the polar vortex is coming back from what I've been reading recently with some air spilling out of Canada for our negative temperatures over this weekend. Well, this is why I have the snow tires and the synthetic oil in the car, but yeah. Thanks, Canada, who gave me the idea for the whole synthetic oil thing. I already knew about the snow tires from spending some of my childhood growing up in Massachusetts, where they get more real snow as compared to Connecticut's wintry mix most of the time. At least when we're not having freak crazy months like this February has been. But yeah. It's interesting, though, because the polar vortex is considered a winter phenomenon, but I very much considered last summer to be a polar vortex summer. We didn't have much in terms of heat waves. There was a lot of really nice Chamber of Commerce weather, and then autumn rolled around, and the leaves stayed bright for an extremely long time because the weather stayed great right up until about Thanksgiving or so. So we kept our colors on the trees a lot longer, and then winter, it was right in line with what we usually get. A little bit of ice crap, a little bit of snow, a little bit of cold, and then suddenly, boom, nothing, non-stop nonsense ever since it dinged February. Yeah, well, yeah, whatever. I'll keep the snow tires on until mid-April. Plus, I gotta buy new summer tires for my car anyways. I ditched the pathetic excuse for ones that I had that I ran into the ground last autumn, so I gotta do me some tire shopping in the near future, but yeah. Anyways, now before this gets too rambly, let's call it an introduction here and save the news stories for a newsathon whenever I want to get to that. Can't let it pile up too much, though, otherwise, yeah. Well, I haven't been able to say this in quite some time, and I'm very glad to finally be able to say this again, but thank you for listening, folks, to the return of MultimediaJay RadioStyle. I'm MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for listening, and thanks for tuning in. You are listening to MultimediaJay RadioStyle. Don't touch that dial.